Hi, my name is Carl Franz, and I am the owner and head barman at Solomon & Cuff's Rum Hall. So what I'm going to make today is a twist on a New England classic, which is hot buttered rum. Hot buttered rum was popular in the 1800s. It was a soothing drink, a drink you had after you were out in the cold for a while and you came in and you wanted something that was soothing and delicious. The concept is very simple. We make a batter, which is what they called it, but it's basically butter with spices and sugar. And so the basic concept is you take your batter and you add your batter to rum, and then you add some hot water to it. That was the basic idea. And so we're gonna play with that concept a little bit. All right, so I'm gonna start by making the batter. And the idea is you take about the equivalent of 3/4 of a cup of butter, which we have here, and I'm going to add a little bit of maple syrup here. It's a small amount of maple syrup. And then brown sugar. Demerara sugar. It's, sugar, basically it's equivalent of sugar in the raw kind of style, works as well. It's almost as much sugar as butter that you're going to want to use. And then our spices. So we're using what I like to call baking spices. So there's allspice. I'm going to add some cinnamon, a little clove, and then we're just going to mash all this together. Now you definitely want to make sure that your butter is room temperature. Obviously butter straight out of the refrigerator really won't work for this. You're not going to be able to do what I'm doing now, which is really just break it up and combine all the ingredients. And I actually add, and this is not in the classic recipe, but it's something that I just found overall just enhances the taste of the batter. And orange is a great spice, so I use a little bit of orange bitters, just a little bit, and a little bit of aromatic bitters. And then we'll continue to just blend that up, combine it really good. Now, at this point in the classic recipe, you're pretty much almost done. All you're gonna do now is add your rum and your hot water. But like I said, this is a twist that we do here at Solomon & Cuff for hot buttered rum. And so what I'm doing is Earl Grey tea instead of just regular hot water. And then 2 types of rum. The reason that I'm using the 2 different rums, hot buttered rum was traditionally made with pot still Demerara style rum. I've found just from a taste perspective that while that's great and it can be very intense flavor, and just to round it out a little bit, I'm using a lighter rum, still getting some of that pot still quality, but just rounding it out a little bit more, which is why I'm combining the 2. You can certainly use your favorite dark rum, dark Jamaican style rum by itself if you like. One of the twists that I'm going to do today, just because I think it's really cool, to a little bit of milk on this. I just imagined sort of early Americans sitting around the campfire and drinking these hot buttered rum drinks, and there was this smell in the air of cedar and other types of wood that they were burning. And so I thought it'd be really great if I could incorporate some of that into our hot buttered rum. One way to do this, if you don't have, this is the smoking gun, it's a handheld smoker. You can buy them online and they're pretty great, but if you don't have a handheld smoker like this and you still want to do this, you can also take two dishes. One is a little bit larger than the other. Baking style dishes are a metal pan. So you take your baking style dish, you put your milk in there, metal pan next to it, and then you put a little bit of your whatever it is you want to smoke it with on the metal pan, you light it, and then you wrap the whole thing in foil. The smoke will fill the foil and it'll smoke your milk in the same way that I'm going to do now. But you don't have to use smoke at all if your preference is not to. Let's close it up. So now we're ready to make our hot buttered rum. First, we'll grab just about a bar spoon of our batter. We'll add that. We're going to do 1.5 ounces of our Smith & Cross. We're going to add a 1/2 ounce Chairman's Reserve. So again, you can use 2 ounces of your favorite dark Jamaican rum as opposed to doing the split that I'm doing. We are going to add about 4 ounces of hot water. In this case, like I said, I'm using Earl Grey tea. How much water you add only just determines how strong you want it to be at the end. And then we'll add just a little bit of our smoked milk. I also sometimes, if you have at home a milk frother, you can froth the milk, heat it up. You can also steam it either way and add to it as well. And that keeps this even hotter and fresher. Here you go. And so this is our Salmon and Cuffs Hot Buttered Rum.